Hello, good day. You're welcome to today's class. I am by name Samuel Babatunde, and today we'll be considering basic science. And the topic we're going to be looking at today is renewable and non-renewable energy. Remember, in our previous class, we discussed about energy, where we look at the definition of energy, and we say energy simply means the ability to do work. And then we look at the various sources of energy, where we say the major source of energy is sunlight. But now we also discussed about forms of energy. We discuss about the mechanical energy, the heat energy, and the light energy, the sound energy, and so on. And then we look at the transformation of energy. And also we look at the uses of these forms of energy. So today we're going to still on energy, but on a more like we'll be narrowing it down now to renewable and non-renewable energy. So today we'll be looking at the renewable and the non-renewable energy. And like I said, I am by name Samuel Babatunde, and we're considering renewable energy and the non-renewable energy. So, like we discussed in the previous class, we say energy has been described as the ability to do work. So, energy simply means the capacity, the ability to do work, the ability to run, ability to move, to walk, to carry things, to carry load, ability to think. All these things is what energy. So, we say energy is the ability or the capacity to do work. And energy is needed to carry out many or all the activities we do. Like I said, our walking, our running, our thinking, every activity that we do, we need energy. If you remember in our previous class, I give an example. I say the energy we get from food. Take for instance, we don't eat food, we won't have energy. But the instance immediately we take in food, the energy from this food is transferred into our body, and our energy is restored. Now this energy we get enable us to do what? To carry out our activities. If you notice, if you don't eat, there are some activities you won't be able to do. Take for instance running, you feel very weak, you won't be able to run. But now when you eat, your energy is restored, you can even run for long. So energy simply means what? The ability to do work. We need energy to carry out many of our activities. Some of the sources of energy can last forever, while others cannot last for while others cannot last forever. They only last for a period of time. And that will bring us to our today's topic, the renewable energy and the non-renewable energy. Some sources of this energy, like we said, we mentioned some sources of energy yesterday. We mentioned the sunlight. We see sun is the major source of energy. We mentioned others like the food. We mentioned the sun. We mentioned the coal. We mentioned wood, and then the natural gas. Now, these sources of energy, some can last forever. Why do they last forever? Because what? They can be renewed. You cannot use them up. They can be renewed. So some of these sources of energy can last forever. They can last for a lifetime. They cannot be used up, they cannot finish. While others can only last for a period of time, like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 20 years. They cannot last forever. And that is why today we're going to be considering what? The renewable energy and the non-renewable energy. We're going to be knowing the energies that can be renewed, that can last forever, and those that cannot be renewed, that cannot last forever. So that's the main aim of today's class. Renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Now, renewable energy. Renewable energy is any energy that can be restored to its original condition. In other words, it is energy from a source that can last forever. Like I said, some sources of energy can last forever, while some cannot. They only last for a period of time. Now, those energy from source that can last forever are what we refer to as the renewable energy. Those energy that are from source that can last forever. They can last for a very long time. Why? Because what? They can be restored to their original condition. Because they can be restored. They cannot be used up. You can't consume them. They cannot be consumed like finished. No. So we refer to them as renewable energy because they can be renewed. They can be restored to their original condition. They last forever. So energy from sources that can last forever are referred to as what? Renewable energy, because this energy can be restored to their original condition. So we say renewable energy is any energy that can be restored to its original condition. That is, it is energy from a source that can last forever. Now, example of renewable energy. We have one, the solar energy, energy from the sun. I'm very sure from the day we've been giving birth to, even to this present time, we've been using sunlight every day. And there is no day that the sunlight refuses what to come. But it's not that the sun refuses to rise. Why? Because what sun is a what is a renewable source. We cannot what use it up sunlight. And that is why the energy from sunlight is what is called is a renewable energy because it cannot be used up. And sun is a source of energy that can what that can last forever. Sun lasts forever. So you see that solar energy is a what is a renewable energy because what is derived from the sun. Is derived from sun. Solar energy, energy from the sun, it is derived from sun. So it is renewable because its source, which is the sun, can last forever. The sun can last forever. Sun do not last for a period of time. No, sun is something that lasts forever. You will make the sun, even when you die, the sun will still be there. So what? It is a renewable energy, and the energy from this sun, which is the solar energy, is referred to as a what? A renewable energy because its source is a renewable source. So, and the source of solar energy is sunlight. Like we say, solar energy is energy from the sun, and the sun is a renewable source. So definitely, solar energy is a renewable energy. Now, another example is the what is the hydroelectric dams. Hydroelectric dams. These dams have generators turned by water to produce electricity. Now, this electrical energy now from these hydroelectric dams are what? They are renewable energy. Electrical energy now from these hydroelectric dams are what? They are renewable energy. Why do we refer them as renewable energy? It is because this hydroelectric dam, which is water, is a renewable source. You can't use up water. You cannot use up water. The water in this dam is a renewable source. And so the energy that will be generated from this what from this renewable source will definitely be a renewable energy because you can't use up this water. Why can't you use up this water? Because what is a renewable source. So hydroelectric dams, these dams what? These dams power generators. And once these generators are powered by this dam, by the power of this flowing dam, as they power the generators, what happens? Electricity is being generated. Now I want you to know that this dam is what is water, contains water. And like we know, water is a renewable source. We can't use up water. And because of this, the electricity that is generated from these hydroelectric dams is termed a renewable energy. So this electrical energy from the hydroelectric dam is termed what? A renewable energy because it cannot be used up. Why? Because its source, which is the hydroelectric dam, which is water, is what? Is a renewable source. The water cannot be what? Cannot be used up. Water is always restored. As water flows, more is coming. As water is flowing, more is coming. So it's restored back to its original condition. We cannot consume the water. We can't use the water. We can't use it up. And that is why we refer to it as what? As a renewable source. And definitely, since electricity is being generated from this water, we term the electrical energy as a renewable energy. So the solar energy, energy from the sun, is a renewable energy, and then the electrical energy from the hydroelectric dams is a what? It's a renewable energy. You can see the connection. Now we're going to be looking at another example, which is the wind power. The wind power. We say which wind power, which is a source of energy, is used to run windmills to produce electricity. Likewise, you have the wind. Wind is a renewable source of energy. We cannot use up wind. You can't use up wind. And now this wind can be used to what? To run windmill. And this windmill are used to produce electricity. And like we know, electrical energy is a form of energy. Electricity is a form of energy. Now this electrical energy that is gotten from wind, from the wind power, which is a renewable source, is termed what? A renewable what? Energy. So the electrical energy from this wind power is termed a renewable energy because wind cannot be used up. Wind is a renewable source. Now, it is clear from the above examples that sun, water, and wind will always exist, and hence the term renewable energy. So, like we say, sun will always exist. We can't use up the sun. Water will always exist. We can't use up water. The rivers are there, the seas are there, oceans are there, dams. So we cannot use up this water. The wind is there. The wind, we cannot use up the wind. We get wind every day. So because of this, all this source of energy, this sun, water, and wind, because they always exist, we term them as renewable energy. Because from our sun we get solar energy, from water we get electrical energy, from wind we get electrical energy. So we term this what? Renewable energy because they cannot be used up. They can be restored to their original condition. So we term them what? Renewable energy. Now we're going to be looking at the advantages of renewable energy. What are the advantages of renewable energy? Now, renewable energy lasts a lifetime. Like I told you, renewable energy are energy that cannot be what? They cannot be used up. this energy cannot be used up because what? They are renewable. They can be restored to their original condition. And I give an example, the sunlight. So renewable energy can last a lifetime. From the day you are born to the day you die, this energy what cannot be used up. So they last for a long time, for a lifetime, from generation to generation. Number two says it is clean and does not cause pollution. Yes, this renewable energy are energy that occurs what in nature, like your wind, your water, your sunlight. All these are what they are clean. They cannot water doesn't cause pollution, sunlight doesn't cause pollution, and the wind does not cause pollution. So it is clean and do not cause pollution. And definitely it's what the health of every individual living in that particular society is safe because this renewable energy do not cause pollution and it is very cheap. Three says it is cheap. Renewable energy is very cheap. In fact, it is the cheapest form of energy because your water is everywhere and water is cheap. Your wind is everywhere and the what your sunlight is everywhere. You don't need to purchase anything to get your sunlight or you don't need to purchase water. No. So it is cheap. Renewable energy lasts for a lifetime. It is clean and does not cause pollution and it is cheap. So this is it on renewable energy. Now we're moving to the next, which is what? The non-renewable energy. The non-renewable energy. Now from it, as you can from the word non, it's just the opposite of renewable energy. And like we say, renewable energy are energy that can be restored to the original condition or cannot be used up. Now non-renewable energy simply means energy that cannot be restored to its original condition. In other sense, they can be used up. So non-renewable energy cannot be restored and it can be used up. That is, they only last for a period of time. They only last for a period of time, did not last for a lifetime. So non-renewable energy cannot last for a lifetime. Non-renewable energy only lasts for a period of time and we refer to them as what? The non-renewable energy because this energy are from source that can only last for a time. They can only last for a period of time, maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years, maybe 20 years, maybe 10 years, or 50 years. They cannot last for a lifetime. So this is what non-renewable energy. We say non-renewable energy are energy that cannot be restored to the original condition. That is, they can be used up. And this is because they are from source which do not last for a lifetime. This source only lasts for what? For a time, for a period of time. So we refer to them as non-renewable energy. That is, they cannot be renewed. They cannot be restored. Now, examples of non-renewable energy include your coal. You know the coal. Coal is a mineral resources. Coal is a mineral resources, and this coal can be used up within a period of time. And like we can get heat energy from coal. We get heat energy from coal, and this heat energy is used in driving train. Now, because we get heat energy from coal, and this coal is what is this coal as a source of this heat energy can only last for a period of time. We refer to this energy as what? As a non-renewable energy because the source of this heat energy, which is the coal, can only last for a period of time. Like we know, coal is a mineral resources and coal can be used up. So we refer to it as a what? As a non-renewable energy. It cannot be restored. Once you use up the coal in a particular area, you cannot what? Restore that coal back to that area because it's a mineral resources. As you are mining the coal, as you're using the coal, it's what? It's getting used up. So you cannot restore it. So we refer to it as a what? As a non-renewable energy. Now another example is what? Another example here is the crude oil. The crude oil likewise is a mineral resources. Now once this crude oil is being used up, you cannot restore them back. And like we know from crude oil, we get different things. We get different form of energy from crude oil. You have your chemical energy from crude oil, and this chemical energy, and we use in what? We use them like for our normal fuel. So the like your petroleum, that's the fuel you use, is from crude oil. And like crude oil is a mineral resource, it cannot be restored. Once you use this crude oil up, it gets used up. And so the energy now from this crude oil, the chemical energy from this crude oil is referred to as what? A non-renewable energy. Because crude oil can be used up. The crude oil can only last for a period of time. It cannot be restored back to its original condition. Once it gets used up, you cannot restore it. And we refer to it as what? Non-renewable. Another example is the natural gas. Natural gas which we use in cooking today is also what? A non-renewable what? Energy. Because it cannot be restored back to its original condition. It can be used up. So it is non-renewable. Even the wood, wood are gotten from trees. When we keep cutting down trees to make wood, keep cutting down trees, keep cutting down trees, keep cutting down trees, it will go to a time that what these trees will become used up. In the forest, there will be no trees. And when these trees get used up, what happens? The energy from this wood will not be gotten again. And that's why I refer to it as a non-renewable energy, because they can be used up. You can Once you cut down a tree, the tree cannot be restored back. So it is non-renewable. You cannot renew this energy. Now, Nigeria has crude oil and coal, but it is known that it will only last for a period of time. Like we know, Nigeria has a lot of crude oil. We have a lot of coal, but it is known, we know that this crude oil, this coal can only last for a period of time. It cannot last us for a long period of time or for a lifetime. It cannot last us for a lifetime. It might stay for 100 years, yes, but it cannot last us for a lifetime. It's just for a period of time. And now, when this crude oil and coal becomes exhausted, what are we going to use? And that's why we refer to it as non-renewable, because it only lasts for a period of time. Now, hence, it is non-renewable, and an alternative source of energy is what is required. So for a non-renewable energy, because they are not dependable, they can get used up anytime. You can't depend on a non-renewable energy. The source can only last for a period of time. So what? You have to start looking for an alternative source of energy, unlike the renewable energy that lasts you for your lifetime. So that one you don't need to find any alternative, because what? The source is renewable. But for the non-renewable, you have to look for an alternative, because you know quite alright that it is what? It is non-renewable. You know it cannot be restored. You know you definitely use it up at a particular time. So this is that on non-renewable energy. Now we're going to be looking at the disadvantages of the non-renewable energy. What are the disadvantages of the renewable energy? If you remember, the advantages of renewable energy, we say it is cheap, that it is clean and do not cause pollution, and that it lasts for a lifetime. But non-renewable energy now, it does not last for a lifetime. Non-renewable energy will only last for a period of time. It will only last for a period of time. Non-renewable energy will only last for a period of time. It cannot last for a lifetime. It cannot last for a lifetime. Now, non-renewable energy causes pollution. Look at your crude oil where we get petroleum from, and the petroleum we use in powering our automobiles, our cars, and we use in industries. You notice that these automobiles, these cars produce smoke. It causes pollution. So non-renewable energy safe is not safe for human health, because it causes pollution. The smoke is not good for our health. The smoke damages the lungs. So non-renewable energy causes pollution. It's one of the disadvantages of non-renewable energy, and it is expensive. Look at the cost of fuel today. If you want to buy gas for cooking, you know how expensive it is. It is expensive compared to the renewable energy, like the sunlight, which is not expensive, which is very cheap. But the non-renewable energy is what is expensive. So with this, we've come to the end of today's top lesson, which is renewable energy and non-renewable energy. But I have a brief assignment for you. The assignment says, give two examples of renewable energy and two of non-renewable energy. You just give me two examples each of renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Now, this assignment is to be submitted on our WhatsApp group. It's to be submitted on our WhatsApp group. Now, before we go, we'll do a brief recap on what we discussed today. Remember, we discussed the renewable energy and the non-renewable energy. And we say that energy is the ability to do work. And some source of this energy can last for a lifetime, while some can only last for a period of time. And we say those that can last for a lifetime are what we term the renewable energy. And we give some examples, which is the solar energy, hydroelectric dams, that's the electrical energy you get from hydroelectric dams, then the electrical energy you get from wind power. And we see the advantage of renewable energy is that they are cheap, last for a lifetime, and do not cause pollution. But now, some of this energy, some source cannot last for a lifetime. They only last for a period of time. And because they cannot be restored, we refer to them as the non-renewable energy. They only last for a period of time. And examples include the coal, the crude oil, the fuel, and the wood. Then we look at the disadvantages of the non-renewable energy. We say it does not last for a lifetime. It only lasts for a period of time. It causes pollution, the smoke that comes from our cars as a result of the fuel. So it causes pollution, and it is expensive. It is expensive compared to the renewable energy. Then I give you an assignment. I say you should give me two examples of the renewable energy and two of non-renewable energy. So with this, we've come to the end of today's lesson on the renewable energy and non-renewable energy. So please, if you're watching this video on YouTube, Ensure you subscribe to our channel for more videos, and do well to follow us on our basic science classes on Zoom to get more understanding of the various topics on basic science. I still remain Samuel Babatunde. Thank you and goodbye.